Hey YouTube. Okay, where to begin part 3? There's so many things that still need to be done. I need to find some way to mount this screen into the back. I haven't given that a real lot of thought other than put some holes in to put some bolts through to retain something on the back side of it, but that's as far as that thought process has gone. I also need to take off the back panel and make a door to put the motherboard on so I can swing in and out, and I need to fix the side panels or put the plexiglass panels in the side, which I've got the panels cut. There's holes in the side of the plexiglass panels already. They're only a small hole, so I'll have to enlarge those guys. So that's another thing that needs to be done. I have some drawers to be made to go into here. What else needs to be done? Some panels on the top, I haven't done those yet. So, fair bit of work to be done. I think I'll start with trying to mount the screen, and then I'll, from there, move on to mounting, because I still obviously need to drill some holes in here that need to be mounted up along those guys. So that's where I'll start first, doing the panel. Okay, being that I'm extremely short on garage space at the moment, I'm having to use the CNC to act as a workbench at the moment. So let's have a bit of a look and see what can be done. This is why I've gone a little bit deeper here, to clear this recess here, and I need to be able to have access to the power button is one of the considerations I need to look at. Now, being that it's curved in multiple directions, it's going to be a little challenging to find a clamping system that holds on to this. Unless, of course, I go minimalistic and just have a little bit of a look around for some scrap. I could do something. Yeah, we can see on that side. Possibly something like that. Fairly simple. Although I can't say that really appeals to me all that much. What I think I would prefer is something more like that, and have that bolt down into place. How can I make that work? Obviously I'd want to probably come in a little bit more just to give it a little bit more holding capacity. But something like that is probably my preferred option. Okay, here's a piece that should do that job nicely. Just need to take some measurements, especially for things like cutouts for around here. And I'll probably need to put some sort of spacers between these guys to stop this from pulling down and flexing too much as it gets pulled down. Anyway, that's a general plan. Let's go with that. At the top of the screen there's this lip here that I think will work as a nice point to sit up against. It's straight, it's flat, so I think that's going to be my top mounting point. And down the bottom here there's similarly a flat spot here, so if I cut around this bit I should be able to get it to fit in here maybe. I'll have a bit of a look, do some measurements and do a test cut. Okay, because I'm working to this slot on the back, that's going to obviously be the height for everything all the way around. So So what I'm doing here is carefully sliding this across till it touches, which will give me the position here. There. Then I'll have a measurement in from the side, 35 millimeters, and the curve appears to be the same either side because I can't measure it because that there. I'm going to have to make a little bit of a notch out for this guy. That'll give me a bit of an idea, a bit of a rough starting point. And this bottom, I guess, is going to come wherever it comes because there's not going to be a lot to hold it down here because there's no real flats. Go away, Jet. Okay, the measurements have been taken and I've just noticed that these buttons seem a little bit close to the MDF for comfort, so what I'm going to do is just give that a little bit of a relief. And over here is the on-off button, which needs to be somehow activated from the front. So I'll look at those guys down the track, but they're obviously a consideration. Okay, and here we go. This is the first attempt at cutting out the piece for the back that's going to hold the screen in. Okay, let's have another crack at that. Had a bit of a failure on the toolpath on the hole, so I've just redrawn it all up and we'll have another go. That cut us from the last job, it looks pretty horrible. The screws aren't quite long enough to go all the way through the top board, but in terms of how it went, seems to be touching quite nicely. That's the edge with the shelf on it. So I'm going to call that a success. Stands up by itself. without the book, without the thing falling out. Doesn't appear to be any kind of slop in it. So that looks pretty good. Now all I've got to do is work out how big I need to make the spaces, and I'll knock those up next.